It has been a hot minute. I hope that you're doing well. This is going to be a collective message, a little bit of an update on where things are at with my craft. It's going to be glitchy, which sometimes it just decides to be whatever. So, where have I been? I just thought that I would give a little bit of an update for where I've been at with my channeling, with my gifts, and I've got some really exciting new things happening, as well as closing and letting go of some other things, some other cycles. That could be a message for the whole collective. Just opening up a channel in this guided and protected space. Yeah, so anybody who's been watching the shorts on my channel may have noticed that I've started, basically Spirit has finally said it's time for me to share my visual light language, my art light language, light codes. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. Hold on, I'm just gonna get some water. 1 second. Okay. So, if you can't tell, I'm making this video from bed, and I'm actually doing some light codes right now, doing some visual light codes. So they're like images, symbols that I receive, just like I receive light language, just like thousands of people across the earth at this time are receiving light codes and light language. This is, a lot of people are talking about this as new technology, but it's kind of like new technology that's also ancient technology, as it is a way of channeling and tapping into not only source coding, but also ancient codes within. So a lot of the kind of ancient knowledge that we all hold within, some of us, we all hold different knowledge, obviously. Yes, I've just been completely like, as I said, not only going through, I hope you can hear, please let me know if you can't hear, as I've got some binaurals going in the background. So yeah, I've got some really big personal things going on. Just trying to ground and anchor, as there's a lot of energy in the grid. There's a lot of kind of what feels like static electricity at the moment in the grid. There seems to be a lot of movement, a lot of change, and a lot of people activating, such as myself, are choosing to activate gifts, to activate coding that has specifically been held off until this time, until this point in the collective journey. So you might be going through this at the moment. Just moving energy from the throat chakra, just trying to open up all channels, just calling in clear and divine guidance, as I believe that I have messages that I'm meant to relay at this time. Yes, definitely. And also just celebrating and marking this moment that I've finally been invited to start sharing my visual light language or light codes here, which also act as talismans. Um, they hold intention and magic. Intention is energy. Even people who are very pessimistic about magic can't deny energy, because that is, across the spectrum of quote unquote belief, energy is accepted. I've got a little charm on my phone that I think is making noise. That might be an visual stimulus, I guess is how you could describe it, that actually does energy work. You're going to receive information and codes as you're looking at the work. Yeah, so aside from that, I've had lots and lots of stuff going on personally, lots of really big major stuff, lots of transitional stuff, just as the whole collective has. And I feel really happy and excited to be sharing these codes. So tune in and receive them with your heart space, not with your mind. I guess you could describe looking at sorry, I'm so in another dimension, like I'm partially very in, when you're doing this kind of channeling, it's kind of like being in astral space a lot. So yeah, this is the communication that it's like a lot of my energy is actually going into the communication of the actual codes. So my human English 3D language is like this at the moment. You might be going through something similar. They also wanted me to speak about the immense energy of birth and rebirth. That's interesting to say birth and re-death. That's interesting. Very Halloween. Just how epic this Scorpio season is going to be. How truly massive the shift is going to be for the whole collective, and that there are going to be things that not only leave your life, but they leave this realm. There are going to be things that not only leave your timeline, but they dissipate and break apart. There are going to be forces that have been working together that are no longer going to be. There are going to be forces that have not been connected that are suddenly in new connections. A lot of this is also happening in the astral space. So keep an eye on your dreams at this time. It's going to be, we've slipped into Scorpio season, and it's going to be a very cathartic, life-altering, paradigm-shifting Scorpio season is what I'm being told to communicate. and some of that you might have a really big sense of death at this moment, of losing things. Just know that whatever is leaving or changing shape in your life, it's happening for a reason. And I think that what they're also, sorry, so yes, calling in collective messages, yes, grounding, moving static electricity within the grid. I've been doing lots of grid work, both in nature as well as in urban areas, a lot of land healing. You may be drawn to do this at this time, as it's also helpful to ground into nature the work that I'm doing in the astral space, the work that I'm doing for the collective, the shadow work I'm doing, the healing within. It helps a lot to be able to ground that into nature itself, and then have a really beautiful exchange of healing between Gaia and yourself, between the earth and your heart space, between the earth and the things that keep you grounded, that stay grounded. Yeah, it's important to be grounded. And remember that there's a lot of people who are trying to shift their karma at this time. They are trying to let go of past versions of themselves, and some of us are helping. Oh, my puppy dog, are helping make that happen. Maybe you're meant to see Yoda. So this is the charm that was making noise before. This is Yoda. Baby Yoda. That's actually really cute. Okay, perfect. Then I don't have to hold it up and talk. And if you hear this other noise, it's the sound of me doing light codes. The light codes shift energy. The light codes change frequency. Obviously, Yoda could be a message for you. It could symbolize something or someone to you. Definitely talks about wisdom, ancient wisdom. There's a really big sense of things unlocking at this time. There's a huge sense of ancestral lineage being healed, of that which has we went through a big period of rebalancing, particularly connected to Libra energy, which definitely connects into ancient past knowledge, as well as knowledge from past selves, past lives. Kind of this sense of it coming back to home, coming back to self, coming back to center. And then there's some very chaotic, messy, 3D, matrixy, kind of butterfly of butterfly effect going on from these huge transitions happening. And and as I've mentioned a few times on this channel, when I feel like there's too much jealousy and heavy energy in the collective, sometimes I feel like my grid work is going to be more beneficial than me doing a tarot reading. Other times I feel like a tarot reading is going to be more beneficial. And then at this time, it's really important that everyone, light workers or not, are raising the vibration and the frequency of Mother Earth, of the collective, of the energetic sphere around Mother Gaia that we are part of. And I think you will see and find a lot of people, a lot of light workers, light seers, light seekers. Sorry, just getting lots of visuals in, getting lots of downloads as I'm speaking. Are being asked to share new elements of light language. So if you're somebody who is a healer, a sage, a prophetess, such as myself, in any way you may be called into exploring and sharing new ways of new parts and new ways that your craft is coming to life. You can hear my puppy dog sleeping next to me. And it's also a really big time for rest, because there is such, they talk about the night before Halloween being the night that the veil is the most lifted, where you can converse with those in the underworld the most, right? The message that I'm being given is that is like always the case during this time of year, but it's the case even more so now. And Yoda here with some of my light codes. Maybe he can sit on this light code. Yeah. I also have my Scorpio season nails on, which also have a bit of a protective element to them. Okay, so what they want me to convey, well, the energy read that I'm getting on the collective at the moment is that it's so important for people to be expressing themselves. It's so important for people to be in touch with their shadow, to be loving the shadow self, to be thankful for the trials and the things that have made the journey, the dark which shows the light and the light which shows the dark, because this is going to be what I'm hearing is the most this is going to be the most epic, intense Halloween Scorpio season. And Halloween, of course, is a contemporary holiday that we know, that is copied from a very significant day the night before Halloween. So you may be finding that you feel the presence of loved ones on the other side more at this time. You may be feeling that there is let me see if I can do this. You may be feeling that there is a kind of ominous feeling going on at this time in the collective, which you'd be right about. But it's also pretty much one of the biggest opportunities that the collective has had to rebirth, to completely look death in the face, is what I'm hearing. So that sounds like a very big message. And obviously, I hope that that is not literal. For some, it may be. Sending love and harmony to everyone. Yeah. If you've had any kind of new guides come into your sphere, if you've had any kind of new calling in your craft, in your practice, if you've had any kind of new expression, particularly if you are already an artist, if you are an artist, as I have been for my entire life. Obviously, my art before tarot is very different to my art after tarot. And as you go through ascension as an artist, you will continue to evolve and find new understanding of what art is, of what expression is. And at this time, it is crucial that the collective start expressing everything that is in hiding at this time, because there's no longer an importance on what other people think, on social things, that all the towers are falling. Everything that we knew to be holding up the very toxic structure of society before is falling apart. So it's really about the justice card and the judgment card, which is, you meeting your true higher self, and that being who's judging you is what I'm hearing. Your conscious being. How aligned is that conscious being with who you truly are? How connected to your oversoul are you truly? How in touch with your ancestors are you really? How much do you actually engage with the full expression of your spirit, of your being? And particularly if you are a channeler, what ways are you being called, asked, sent? My puppy dog is crying now. Okay, I hear you. Just wait 1 second. Yeah, death and rebirth. Yeah. So there's a lot of souls leaving at this time, a lot of souls coming into existence, into carnation at this time. Incarnation. Yeah. So allow the ebb and flow, particularly of expression. Do work around the throat chakra, have lots of salt baths at this time. I'm seeing the color amethyst, that could be helpful for you. Work with herbs that are going to be beneficial and calming, whether that is drinking them in teas, whether that is eating fruit that your soul resonates with. Think about everything as frequencies at this time, and do everything you can to raise your vibration, raise your frequency, particularly in terms of what I'm about to go do, which is look after the baby, the future, the seeds that are blooming, the wildflowers of abundance. Lots of love from Codes of Harmony.